Chaos. I'm Pirelli the Don.
And you're talking to SR7G. But today, I'm going to be Professor New York for reasons to be explained in a moment.
Before we go any further, please sub the channel, hit the like button, and get next to us. Yo, another episode, bro.
For Shizzle.
Now versus then. What we got for the people?
Today, we talking about, as I said previously, New York, right? Established 1652. The first gangs introduced in the 1820s, the Dead Rabbits, the 40 Thieves from Irish descent. Then we moved down to the 1920s. We got the Italians, 5 Points. What do you say? The Mafia, right?
Forget about it.
Forget about it. They established themselves. Fast forward, more ethnic groups come in the 60s, the 70s. We talking about the Black Spades and the Savage Nomads. But then something happens. We go to war. Heroin comes in big time in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We got sprinkles and glitters of cocaine with a lot more dope. And then crack-a-lacka, right? So once that steps into play, what happens to our city? It crunches and it falls to deep depression. Ed Koch is in the office. He can't handle it. Then our savior, who gets no glory or no salute from the corner of the eyebrow, Mayor Dinkins.
Oh, none.
You know what Dinkins does, though, to the city? In his exiting term in 93, he brings the crime rate lower than it's ever been in 20 years. Dinkins also says, I'm going to diversify the police force. He brings in 6,000 recruits, signed off, and brings 2,100 in during his last tenure in office. But wait, let's not forget how he repaired 42nd Street, created fashion.
Well, Disney up in there.
Disney, everything. Dinkins set it up. He created safe cities. And this was the first introduction of quality of life laws. But then who took that from him and ran wild with it with these draconian laws? Giuliani, who took down the mafia. Salute to him. But then this is the problem what I got with us, my people. We get mad at profiling, but we got to know that profiling is a part of policing, right? Back then, now and then. If the problem is in our area and most of the people that are being pulled over and harassed are us, it's because it's in our area. You can't expect to see white people being pulled over in statistics when they don't live where the problem is. So my question to the people in those schools of thoughts that say, oh, you guys were profiling and going wild, I get it. A lot of profiling was taking place with people who had no prior crime records. But if the crime is being committed in your area, like likes and finds pleasure in each other's company. You're black, I'm black. How's a cop to know that neither one of us have a jacket or a record?
Yeah, you're right about that. It's gonna be hard to police like that. You don't know. You don't have that file. There's no AI inside your brain to tell you what's going on. But
not then.
Nah, and not now. Well, AI is coming into play a little bit.
You're right.
AI is coming into play. But piggybacking on what you said, I think a major problem with affiliated with that is that we've been bamboozled. We've been led astray. We fell for the banana in the tailpipe, and that's adults in general or communities. We allowed society and societal norms to change to where we don't really check our kids and we don't discipline them and spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about physical abuse. I'm not talking about that, but I was raised with physical discipline and
punishment.
I had a healthy fear of not only my parents, but when I stepped outside, the community, the adults, the elders, that if I showed up and showed out in a disrespectful way, it would get back home.
Yes.
And I would have to deal with those repercussions. There's no repercussions now because society has said hands off. So these kids are out there running astray. Not all, because I've come in contact with a lot of youth they move right and they move correct.
Okay.
But disrespect and being disrespectful is lauded and applauded now in this society. It permeates all through. It's in our social media. When we see it, we gravitate towards the disrespect, to be wrong and strong. Two young women working for Frontier Airlines about a week ago. This was a big thing on social media. Patron comes in, he's late for his flight, and they're mocking him. Desk agents are mocking him like, you're late for your flight, you're not gonna catch your flight, The guy's like, could you just please help me? I'm just trying to catch my flight. Now, mind you, I don't know what transpired prior to the film being started, but what I do know is those two agents work for an employer. So and they're recording this. They know they're on tape mocking this patron. You think you're going to maintain your job? Regardless if this patron said something prior to this engagement, you think you're going to hold your job? You're in a customer service job.
It's a business.
But they're wrong and strong. This disrespect permeates through even adults to where you think you can do whatever and think there's no repercussions. And guess what? They got terminated. They got fired.
Really?
They got fired. Because we're not living in reality anymore. We're just living in, you think you can just do and say whatever you want to do and you think it's going to be unchecked. That's not reality. Social media is not reality. I'm sorry, folks. You want to hear, and then you go outside, to your point, the denim shackles, which you brought up like a couple episodes ago.
I remember.
You know, these kids are with their whole fronts out on the bus in front of women, children, old ladies.
The populace.
And they're cool. They're Gucci with it. And then they're speaking like, eat a dick, suck my dick in front of everyone. And it's cool. That is celebrated. That's lit.
It's the norm.
It's lit to be that way now. Mm-hmm. And it's unchecked. Why? Because are we scared of these kids? Are we scared?
Damn, that's a good question. I mean, I know I'm not scared of any child or a child of my own.
But if you saw someone on the bus, a young adult on a bus with their whole pants down, honestly, would you say something?
No.
Exactly.
But I'll say this. There has been instances where I've had people that were overly exposing themselves to the point where I thought it was offensive, but only in a selfish manner if my daughters were around. There's just too much. It's just like there's that, like RoboCop. You remember he had Directive 4?
Yeah.
You can't mess with an OCP agent.
Yeah.
When I see somebody with their thing down, I'm like, come quietly or there will be trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't mess with that, man.
But back in the days, what I'm saying, this is now versus then now, right? Mm-hmm. So back in the days, I'm not saying we were angels, but back in the days, we knew how to move. We talked all that talk that they talking now back in the days, but we did it in the confines of our groups, away from adults and elders. Mm-hmm. We didn't move in this type of way and manner, so brash, so out there with it, so for the world to see. And the problem is, like back in the days, you go to a job, you're trying to get a job back in the days, right? Back in the days, you got the application, mm-hmm. And you need your references, right? Right? Yeah. So your references is, guess what? That's a character witness. So nowadays, the character witness is you, because everything is being filmed and recorded. So you film, your people's film you, and you're posting it on social media. You're wrong and strong, and you're filming all of this, and you're your own character witness. So in the future, when your employer looks at your character witness, which is you moving in this type of manner, are you gonna get hired? Because that's where we're moving. We're moving in that direction with AI, where it could just pull up your file. Oh. Eat a dick, suck my dick. Oh, denim shackles. Oh, no job.
It's real.
No job.
Nah, it's real.
That's your representative, you.
Yes.
And when we left the house back in the days, it's facts. When we left the house back in the days, we represent not only ourselves, but our lineage, our lineage and our family, and that's how they're moving differently. It's no fucks given now.
To allude to your point though, with the whole thing with the cameras and everything, that's what I think we should lean into more with with policing, right? We got these cameras on. The cameras are there to protect the officer, to make sure that nothing happens to him, and also to make sure that the community is being policed right. CPR, courtesy, professionalism, and respect. Why not take those cameras and let's do the whole quality of life thing, where we engage in people. Now we have an actual recording that we could refer to and see how people are being engaged. We could also make it like at any other job where you have quality assurance. Don't they audit and check stats and statistics? Well, let's take a couple of files from each tour, 8 to 4, 4 to 12, 12 to 8, randomly have a community board member there, community affairs, and a commander-in-chief officer, or whatever the titles are in the precincts. Look over this information and pull it up. Let's see the random arrests. Let's see the random profiles. Let's see how the police are working. Yes. Are they doing this authorized accountability, all of that. So I'm not against what you call it, quality of life, where people are being engaged under the premise of what was it called, stop and frisk. Hey, the crime was down, right? But now it's starting to resurrect and come back up post-COVID, and where's it going? And we had a huge influx of immigrants. Not saying it's just them doing it, but the statistics are guiding and leaning that way. If we're going to talk about statistics, then that's what it's saying. So I think those cameras and all of those other cameras that are in the
Eye in the
street,
sky. Big brother.
let's use them. Let's use them. Let's run with it.
Yeah, yeah. And to touch on that, let me reiterate. You are your character witness. What we don't realize is AI is coming. It's real. It's here. And technology is advancing every day. They'll be able to, at certain points, pull you up, pull your file up. And it's not just somebody talking to somebody, oh, this was a nice guy. They can literally see you, how you move in these streets. Represent yourself a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm no angel. I wasn't an angel when I was a kid, but I knew how to move. I knew the line. I know how to toe the line. Y'all just be out here doing the most and brash about it and think that there's no repercussions to it. And it's not just kids. It's adults as well. And it's not everybody. But I'm just saying this type of behavior is applauded. It's celebrated. It's kind of like publicized to a point where it's a little bit too much on that side. And adults now, I'm not going to touch too much on the Diddy thing, but even with this dude, bro, you're recording all these heinous acts, peeing. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You know, you're being wrong and strong, and these things come back and bite you. You have to know how to move in this life. Okay. Certain people don't know how to move, and it comes back and bites you. With older, younger, now versus then, it happens all the time.
That's a fact, man. I agree. Man, what you saying that to the point of things being up front, if people would stop going into these media outlets and looking at all of the things that are just super entertaining on the negative lens, hey, criminals, hey, people that's into doing the wrong thing, they're giving you tips too. They just said that they're going to make something called Silent Shield. Silent Shield is supposed to be this operation launched where they're going to put 500 panic devices inside of the bodegas. Mm-hmm. So now, if a bodega man gets robbed or something, this will save you from him pulling his gun and possibly blowing your head off. So he's going to press a button and then they're going to respond to their unit. The unit is going to respond actually to that call. So we don't know where this is going to go. Obviously, it's going to be directed and dispensed into, I guess, the most prominently robbed areas, right? But just hearing that alone, isn't that something that's a deterrence? Like that would make you say, oh, you know what? This ain't worth it. I need to chill. I mean, you got lucky with the profiling when the police actually got bored. Here's a little tidbit. Yeah. They were going to the cemeteries and writing down fake names and putting it for their commanding officers just to say that they were pulling people over because it wasn't even being thoroughly checked back then. What's the odds of that happening again now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Odds are very, very high, right?
Yeah, they were going to St. Ray's and Woodlawn over in the Bronx, writing down fake names just to get the stats going.
I mean, but ultimately, we have to hold ourselves accountable. We as a people, we have to hold ourselves accountable because we allowed these things to happen. I myself is to blame. I adapted. I fell for the banana in the tailpipe. I adapted the hands-off mentality. I'm outside like, fuck them kids. Facts on the stove. I'm like, fuck them kids because I adapted this mentality and we didn't have that. Adults didn't have that mentality. Fuck them kids back in the days. Communities didn't have that. We policed each other. We checked for each other. And that's eliminated. And my question is, I just don't understand how we allowed this to happen. And my thing is, the genie's out the bottle at this point. There's no putting, you know, so now to me, I think we just need a hard reset. Because we've seen the marching, we've seen the protest, we've seen all of this, and things are skewing in the wrong direction. I think, like in Kurt Russell in Escape from New York, yeah, a hard reset. Yeah. Hard reset. If the people seen that movie, you know what I mean by hard reset. I believe that's the only way. Because my thing is like, I'm hands off. Unless you violating me personally or my family, I'm hands off, and that's sad to be that way. And a lot of us have that mentality. It's just how it is. We fell into that trap.
Yeah, because the injury pattern of our city is starting to show rates of increases in areas that you don't want to see go any higher. Especially with all this gentrification and stuff going on, man. It's only going to get worse, people. The people with money and the people of a certain shade are going to get the benefits. And that means that you have to be dealt with. So on that note, another fire episode. I love the conversation. These are the type of conversations we having on the Bear Witness podcast. We have serious, we have laughable, we have fun, but we try to give gems and try. We don't. It's not no back to Africa kumbaya shit here. We not kicking knowledge, but we just trying to talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? So
Till the next episode, do the day and let the day do you. We out.
One.
What is flexing gonna get you, my nigga? Yeah, basic Instagram bitch, my nigga. She don't care about your health, just money, my nigga. When you at the bottom to the top is the only direction.